back. You're watching Overdrive. Mercedes is in battle mode. It's trying to upgrade and realign its Indian portfolio to regain lost market share from German rivals BMW and Audi. Its latest offering is the M-Class. It's an SUV that will take on the BMW X5 and the Audi Q7. We spoke about it on last week's show, but here's Sandeep with the first drive report.
The last time we tested the Mercedes M-Class on Overdrive TV, it did rather well.
There you have it. The ML320 is clearly our choice in this shootout.
The ML320 winning our German SUV comparo at the Run of Kutch, impressing everyone with its solidity, equipment levels and off-roadability.
Even though the ML was that good, at least in the minds of us testers, it couldn't keep up with the glam value of the Audi Q7 and BMW X5. But now Mercedes is ready to launch a new ML in the Indian market. It's both bigger and better than before. Can it do the business? Let's find out.
The W166 is the third generation of the ML. And in this new avatar, the first thing you notice is that it's become more aggressive. The expansive bonnet now gets 2 scoops and the front fender is lavished with chrome, accentuating the meaner look, while the headlamp assembly has been redesigned with a new curvier layout. Our test vehicle was one of the first 100 units, which also get AMG branded 20-inch wheels, body skirts and seats.
The biggest complaint we'd hear about the old ML was that it lacked a third row of seats. Not that buyers who bought an SUV in that segment would ever use the third row, but it was missing, so there. Well, guess what? It's still missing. But what has improved significantly is both space and comfort in the cabin for the 5 passengers who will actually fit in it.
Step inside the cabin and prepare to be pampered. The two-tone leather seats are luxurious and oh so comfortable, especially for the rear passenger, who gets even more space than in the old car, with more AC vents, including on the B pillar. Up front, the ML gets an all-new center console with 7-inch display screen, trapezoidal AC vents, and the latest command system. Other goodies include a huge sunroof, sound system with Bluetooth, 10 GB of built-in music storage, a steering wheel with more wood than before, and a new layout for the steering controls. Since there is no third row of seats, what you get instead is 690 litres of boot space. Mercedes launched the new M-Class last week with an introductory price of 66 lakh rupees ex-Delhi and only one engine option.
Now this ML350 CDI that I'm driving is powered by a 3-litre direct injection common rail diesel engine. And while I will get to the power and torque numbers in a bit, what I want to talk about first is the refinement. This engine is so utterly quiet and the cabin so well insulated that I actually have to keep looking down at the dials to check both speed and revs.
The engine puts out 258 PS at 3600 RPM and 620 Newton meters of torque from just 1600 RPM, and so makes a good attempt at making you forget you're in a 2-ton SUV. The ML350 gets from 0 to 100 in just 7.5 seconds. Keep in mind the tiny Mini Cooper S does it in 7.6. The transmission is the 7G-tronic unit with paddles behind the steering wheel.
The driving position is excellent, high and commanding. In fact, it reminds you of the ML's big brother, the GL. But the crucial difference there is in that word, big. While the GL is absolutely humongous and needs the driver to be careful at all times, the ML is just that much more manageable. This SUV is easy to get around both in the city and on the highway. And you don't have to keep worrying about ensuring that you have a lot of space on both sides.
The abundant low-down torque and light steering also contribute to the ML's drivability in the city, where it delivered 10.75 kilometers to the liter of diesel with start-stop mode disengaged. 2 overdrive gears pushed it to an impressive 13.8 kilometers per liter on the highway, delivering an overall mileage on tarmac of over 10 kilometers per liter.
This SUV gets full-time 4-wheel drive and a whole host of electronic goodies to help you when you do decide to go off-road, like hill descent control. But what I'm really interested in is the Airmatic suspension system. You can switch it either from comfort or sport if you want to drive on the tarmac, or you can even manually raise the ride height to clear big obstacles.
On the road, the ride is typically Mercedes, if slightly on the stiffer side, with the airmatic suspension and adaptive damping system working in tandem to keep things comfortable. But as speeds build, the Big M starts to roll more than you'd expect. Low speed cornering though is hugely impressive. On a Ghat road, the ML's dynamic ability belies its size and mass. The steering weights up when required. The four-wheel drive and traction control ensure power goes to the wheel that needs it. And overall, the SUV makes you want to push it harder. Minor irritants apart, the ML is actually bigger and better than before. Once the first 100 units fly out of showrooms, the India-assembled vehicles will cost 56.9 lakhs ex-showroom Mumbai, which places it in the same bracket with its German rivals the BMW X5, Audi Q7, Porsche Cayenne and Volkswagen Touareg. That sure sounds like the perfect setup for another mega overdrive comparo, doesn't it?